We all know that getting lean is just that first step, but how do you keep the results long term without slipping back? In this video, I'm breaking down and I'm ranking the top 5 rules for staying lean, straight from some of YouTube's leanest physiques. So you can not only get lean, but stay lean without the gym bro routine. We're kicking this off with Joe Delaney, Mr. Lean 365 himself. But we're not just taking these guys' words for it. We're ranking all of these takes from S down to F, and we're doing it with 3 non-negotiable rules. Rule 1, impact. Is this method truly keeping you lean, or is it just social media hype? Rule 2, sustainability. Can you keep this up long term without losing your mind? Rule 3, necessity. Is this rule actually a must-have for staying lean, or is it just some gym bro paranoia? Alright, time to get controversial right out of the gate. Joe is coming in strong with get shredded, stay lean.
Getting lean is pretty simple. That doesn't mean it's easy to do.
He is spot on. Less than 0.1% of guys in the US are lean enough to have visible abs. So getting in that visible abs club, it's not easy. But what's Joe's take on staying lean once you're in that 0.1%?
Get shredded, stay lean. You can get shredded, but you can only stay lean. This might sound like splitting hairs, but the difference between lean and shredded is an important one.
He's got a point. Chasing that shredded look can wreck you if you don't know where to draw the line. But let's really break down what we mean by lean and by shredded. The average guy in the US is sitting around 27 to 30% body fat. So lean by most standards is just sub 15%. But let's be honest, most guys aiming for lean, they're aiming for that 10 to 12% look like this. And now shredded, that is single digits. We're talking Helmut Strebel territory here. And here's the brutal reality of being shredded. Your hunger goes absolutely haywire. This case study on a guy that got to 5% body fat shows us that his hunger hormone ghrelin, the blue line, went through the roof, whilst leptin, that red line that's supposed to tell us we're full, tanked. Oh, and let's not forget his stress hormone cortisol, the yellow line, that tried to go off the chart. Living like this, not fun. Plus, your libido tanks. Testosterone nosedives by as much as 75%. And suddenly you're not feeling so masculine. You've also got zero energy. And even walking to the kitchen feels like leg day. Plus, body dysmorphia can kick in hard. Gain a little fat and lose a little sharpness in your abs, and that panic mode sets in. And that's where the binge eating can come in next. Next thing you know, you're watching Matt Stoney and Eric the Electric, thinking that food challenges like that are a good idea. Joe's advice of staying lean and not shredded is great, but can we step into the real world for 1 second? Most guys are not exactly at risk of getting too shredded, so whilst it's solid advice, it's maybe relevant to 0.05% of the population. And that's why we're dropping this comfortably in the E tier. And if you're serious about getting lean like this, I've got a free training program just for you. 60 ways in 60 days to get lean without that gym bro routine. You'll get quick 2-minute daily emails from me, packed with an anti-gym bro fitness tip or nutrition hack that fits seamlessly into your life, making it easy to get lean on autopilot. And you can sign up for free below. Now let's flip to the other side of the spectrum with the goal guys. Now this guy might not be walking around at 10% body fat, but he's got a couple of tricks up his sleeve.
For my jump rope, I'm going to be using the Crossrope amp handles, which are Bluetooth connected and can track every single jump.
A perfect example of a normal guy trying to get in shape without the gym. He gamified his fitness, and here is how he does it.
And to make sure I'm pushing myself, I'm setting the goal of passing 2,000 jumps in a single workout. And seeing as I was only able to get to 1,600 jumps on my first workout, I think I've got my work cut out for me.
And that is the secret sauce. Turning fitness into a daily challenge with realistic mini milestones to hit. And this is where the typical gym bro routine, it really messes people up. They inevitably hit a plateau in the gym, lifting the same weights week after week. And then the whole thing suddenly turns into a grind. And then 6 months later, the gym is just a distant memory. And the fix I've used for hundreds of people, create several weekly personalized micro workout challenges to keep things interesting and avoid that workout burnout. But now we've covered the intrinsic motivation. What about a little external push? Here comes the tough love.
And I feel like the bulking video happened, but the muscle video never happened. So you bulk without the muscle. That's what I saw happening.
That accountability stings. But look at his face. He genuinely did not know. Let's be real. Sometimes your partner might be too nice to tell you the truth. Mine, yeah, not so much. But having someone in your corner to call you out when it's needed, it's a game changer. You do not need some randomized controlled trial, evidence-based progression system to plan your progress. Just set realistic targets beyond where you are right now. Get some accountability and get after it. Goal guy, you're practical, you're effective and real. S tier for you, my man. And if you're new here, my name is Tim and I'm a food scientist scientist and personal trainer, now based in Austin, Texas. I specialize in helping guys hit 10% body fat without letting fitness take over their life. So subscribe for more, or if you're interested in one-to-one coaching from me, check out my website. Next up, we've got this beast, Ryan Hummerston. He's coming to us with some underground knowledge on G-flux. No, not flux capacitors, we're talking about G-flux. Here's the gist.
These two guys as an example. Guy number 1 figures out his maintenance level of calories and then decreases that by 500 to eat in a 500 calorie deficit. Guy number 2 is identical. He has the exact same maintenance level of calories, but instead of decreasing it by 500, he increases his activity expenditure, creating the exact same deficit.
So conventional wisdom would say they end up in the same place, right? Same 500 calorie deficit, same result. One guy eats 500 calories less and the other guy moves 500 calories more. And now Ryan's take?
If your answer is it's the same, congratulations, you're just as dumb as I was.
Thanks, Ryan. So what is he actually talking about? Well, instead of maintaining your weight on a low level of activity, let's say eating 2,500 calories and burning 2,500 calories, instead we crank your activity up and we maintain your weight on eating 3,000 calories and burning 3,000 calories. Now most people think you're at calorie balance, the same results and no change. But the research actually shows that at a higher energy flux, you lose more fat and you build more muscle. And before anyone drops a comment about the first law of thermodynamics, chill out, it still applies. Your weight stays the same, but your body composition, totally different. And that's the power of operating at a higher G-flux. Why? Because you're eating more food so you have a higher nutrient load, along with increased activity for better metabolic health. And this results in accelerated adaptation to workout stress, as you've ramped up muscle turnover, leading to faster breakdown and growth of tissue, helping you adapt more quickly to your workouts. Enhanced nutrient partitioning. Your body simply gets better at channeling nutrients to exactly where they're needed, thanks to improved metabolic flexibility and improved insulin sensitivity. All of this improves recovery, and combined with an elevated metabolic rate, this leads to that powerful combination of burning fat and building muscle simultaneously. In simple terms, if you want to get lean and stay lean, it's probably more effective to eat more and move more. Now, whilst this all sounds great in theory, putting it into practice, not so easy. How much exercise is too much? And then how much food is enough to fuel the activity and recover? It's a very tough balancing act. And that's why I cycle in high flux days rather than trying to go full CrossFit athlete every single day. So, whilst this is a killer concept, we're parking it in the B tier. Now, we're rolling in with Mario Tomic. And let me just say, Mario didn't exactly like my last video. But hey, maybe we'll see eye to eye this time.
The biggest enemy of your progress is yourself, especially yourself after you've fallen off track. That version of you that justifies turning one little slip up into multiple days or even multiple weeks off track.
Nailed it. Most of us are not gym bro robots that live and breathe fitness 24/7. So that one slip up, and suddenly we think that we're not cut out for this fitness game. Breaking news, everyone falls off track. Even the dudes walking around at 10% body fat all year round. They are not perfect either. And that is why Mario delivers this nugget of advice.
And the truth is, the delay between falling off track and getting back on track predicts fat loss success more than anything else. More than how smart someone is, how motivated they are, how much muscle they have, or how much they think they know about nutrition.
This is experience talking. Getting lean and staying lean, it's not about being perfect. It's about how quickly you bounce back after life throws you off track. But how do you actually do this in practice? Just build a simple bounce back strategy. No complicated formulas or making up for lost time with crazy cardio or tons of fasting. Just stick to this rule. Never have 2 days off track in a row. And you'll easily develop the knowledge needed to enjoy life and stay lean. Avoiding the perfectionist mindset is the secret sauce to keeping that lean physique. And why? Because nothing stays the same. Your body is always in flux, so gaining and losing is always part of the process. The key is just getting back on track fast. And that's why this mindset hack, S tier, no question. Now we're getting some advice from Jordan Sayat, who, if you didn't know, used to be Gary Vee's personal trainer. And he's got some advice for regular working people that want to stay in shape without losing their minds.
You'd have 4 low days and 3 high days. And you could structure them however you want. Even if you wanted all of the high days in a row, you could.
So he's talking about calorie cycling. Instead of looking at every day like it's a rigid set number of calories, you treat your week like one big calorie bucket. But why does he do it this way?
Who do this very well. Personally, because my schedule is all over the place, because I travel a lot, because I never really know where I'm gonna be at any point in time with more than 24 hours in advance, I like to have more flexibility.
Boom, this is perfect for those of us with chaotic schedules, whether it's work, travel, family life, or social events. Or even those days where you want to go big and you just want to enjoy some extra food. It's a game-changing strategy for staying on track whilst you live a normal life. And this study right here shows that enjoying a big meal once a week, yes, it might slow your progress for that 24-hour period, but in the long run, it makes staying staying lean so much easier. Why? Because cortisol levels drop. Your body chills out instead of staying in fight or flight mode from week to week to week. Your cravings get satisfied. No more sneaky cravings messing with your head. Your social life stays intact. You're not that person ignoring everyone to meet up for dinner because you've got that need to stay lean. And let's not forget the glycogen refill. Your muscles all get refilled and topped off. So when you hit your workouts, you're training with intensity again. Plus, your brain, it gets the glucose it needs to stay sharp and actually perform at its best. Calorie cycling, it's freaking awesome. And it's one of my go-to methods when life gets chaotic. No doubt about it, S tier, no questions asked. And for more coaching tips, watch my video here.